Howdy chaps, and welcome back. And what do we have here? Explain yourself.
G'day. So down here giving Graham a hand, I'm going to be resealing his intake manifold. He's been complaining about some leaks on his XB. So just going to be showing a couple of little tricks. They're not real technical stuff, but just some little bits and pieces just to show you how to reseal intake manifold and hopefully not have any oil leaks afterwards.
Yeah, so I've got a few oil leaks. The guy who built the engine, what a jerk. Yeah, I built it. It goes really well, but I've screwed up my intake a little bit, mainly because I'm not a mechanic, and it's been leaking a little bit. And so he offered to kindly fix it for me.
That's it. So got a couple of tools here, got some gaskets. They're not Velcro ones, but for what the engine is, just being a stocky 302, these are going to be perfectly fine. But what we do, grab these cork ones, throw them over your shoulder, and don't worry about them. Graham wasn't really aware of that, which is fine. You learn sometimes the hard way. So yeah, I'll just show you how to just prep it all up, clean it, and just use RTV silicone and do a couple of beads there. And hopefully afterwards, happy days.
Well, fingers crossed, eh? I don't actually know what this video is going to be like because I'm going to do some XD stuff in a minute. He's going to do this. So if you want the full in-depth version of this, you got to go find his channel, Jetski's Garage. Go subscribe, it's free. And hit him up. He does some very, very good work, and he's going to make this thing hopefully not self-oil change anymore. So I'm going to catch up on some XD stuff, and then you guys can see his later. Alrighty chaps, so we're working on the XD. Today's video is probably going to be a bit of a catch up. We haven't spoken in a while. You've just seen a lovely little bit of Benny, who's working on my XB currently. I am currently getting the XD ready to be worked on. I haven't seen this car in probably 6 months, and I've done a bit of rust repair since. I can't quite remember what I was up to or what's left. So I know I've taken dents out of the sill panel and I applied some filler but didn't go any further. I can see that there's still a rust repair to do here. Unfortunately, while it was in storage, it got hit a few times, which is not at all surprising. So it's got a couple of extra dents in these doors, which is a little bit of a bummer. I know the guard's got one somewhere, so I'll have to redo them. But we're not talking show-stopping stuff. But you know, it is life. They're all cable tied shut. I'll have to get all these parts out too. So I don't think we'll get much done video-wise on this work on it today, but in the next video you certainly will. So we've got a little rust hole in the very front of that sill panel. I know there's a rust hole in the A-pillar there. So we got a bit of sill panel work, A-pillar, redo this, well not redo it, but finish that. Do the dog leg. I know there's still plug welds that need to be ground down across the top, and I'll have to fix this boot lid because the gaps are a little bit on the tight side, because this isn't the boot lid off this car, it's another one. So obviously the other one was modified for these quarter panels. My other option was to open it, obviously, rework the tail light panel where it joins in, put the porta power in it, and ever so slightly widen those quarter panels, and then re-weld that tail light panel back together, and it should open the boot gaps up. That's probably what I'll attempt first, I think, before trying to slice the boot lid and do that. I reckon I'll try and actually open up the back of the car a little bit. I mean, this car was and is an old police car, and it has been hit so many times. It's had more hits than Elvis. So I mean, this isn't the original quarter panel, that's not the original roof, that's not the original tail light panel. You know, you can see the floor shifter, it's had a bit of modifications. So there's still plenty of work left in this car, despite how close to being finished it actually looks. And obviously we've got to rework some of the bodywork was started, but we obviously got distracted. I think the last thing we did to this car was actually the roof skin, and it ended up being 10 times worse than we thought by the fact that half of the inner frame was rusted out on it. So, and we did coat this with some lovely anti-rust coating, so that should be never an issue ever again. So I think I'm actually going to keep this video short and sweet, and it might be just, consider this a bit of an update. We did move cars around. Have the old boy gingerly pulling more bog out of this Landau. It is insane how much bog is in this Landau that doesn't need to be there. Obviously these guards, you will see soon on a Peter Anderson video that I have done a run of the rust repairs in his guard. I basically cut out the bad garbage and put a new patch in for him. The Coupe and the XW are next to each other. We're going to be working on this next week, but we've got a few days on the XD, so that's what we're going to be doing. The next video I'm doing to the XB will be putting in the scoop, so that's my next task for myself. And the 50k challenge ute, well, that's not going to happen with that car. I have actually sold that ute, and it's going to go away hopefully soon. So everything's happening, everything's progressing. I'm going to start doing a bit on this, but it's not going to be super exciting, so I'm not going to film it. But I will tell you that there will be videos coming very shortly of the XD, so we're well into it, and stay tuned for probably later in the week, I reckon. We'll get a bit further into it, because I still got to take the guard off, the doors off, empty the car out, sand that, do some rust. You know, we'll get some more content coming, so this should just tie you guys over nicely. And be sure to stay tuned for Jetski's garage for the XB update, so that'll be a fun one to watch. Can't wait to see that one. So stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching.